Every year, DJI releases their flagship action camera in the September to October time period. And right on cue, we're getting leaks and insights into the next upcoming version named the Action 6 Pro. Externally, it does appear to be a pretty small iterative upgrade. However, on the inside, there's potentially a key upgrade that we've been waiting to see for years now on an action camera. Now, when I refer to this as the flagship model from the company, I call it that because it's the standard OG version. At this point, there are many subcategories, including 360 cameras and compact wearable models. Each have their own sets of pros and cons, but for the standard action camera, their core competency lies in image quality and price. These are essentially the value pick, and they're usually cheaper than the other more specialized variants while delivering some of the best raw image quality. And with that, the early unofficial leaks indicate that the Action 6 Pro will have a launch price of around $400. And this would continue to make it be the more affordable version in comparison to wearables and especially 360 cameras. Now for the hardware, this is the best image we have so far. And from this prototype, we can see that the design here, it's basically unchanged. So we're definitely not expecting any groundbreaking new feature, but it might have a fresh coat of paint to physically distinguish it from the previous generation. And on top of this, we also expect it to have the same battery capacity, 1,950 milliamp hours. That should make it backwards compatible with the previous generation. And the internal storage, something DJI does with their products, should also be unchanged at 64 gigabytes. And of course, it's going to have the SD card for expandability beyond that. Now, the big change here is going to be found with the image sensor. We have been getting closer and closer to seeing a full 1-inch sensor on these devices for a while now. The last generation featured a 1/1.3-inch sensor, and the recently released Osmo 360 had a 1/1.1-inch sensor. And everything points to this camera finally being the first to feature a full 1-inch image sensor. This would enable the camera to keep its edge in terms of image quality, and we already see 1-inch sensors on other products from DJI, namely their Pocket 3 and some other drones. And this new sensor on the Action 6 Pro will also enable higher resolution 8K recording with better dynamic range, and supposedly a huge leap in terms of low light performance. And if the Pocket 3 is anything to go off of, this generation should really be a huge leap in terms of image quality. And I also did want to mention that due to this bigger image sensor, this camera could have some depth of field in the image. This is simply a side effect of a bigger image sensor, and it's one of the main reasons why the Pocket 3 image looks so good. Now, for an action camera, this could be an issue. Historically, you want everything to be in focus all the time on a camera like this. So DJI could implement some workaround here or algorithm change in order to address this. And finally, it appears that DJI is also going to make a big deal out of this new smartwatch integration. Supposedly, they are working on a new app to work on Apple Watch and Garmin devices that will do two main things. One is allow for remote operation, and two is the integration of various health and GPS data overlaid on top of the footage. Honestly, none of this is too exciting, but it is nice to finally see that integrated with this new upcoming camera. And in terms of the launch date, we are anticipating a mid-October launch date, with deliveries later that month or potentially early November. Let us know your take in the comments below. Personally, I'm just excited to finally see an action camera with a 1-inch sensor. Again, this is something we've all been wanting to see for a super long time now, and I definitely want to see what this camera is capable of. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.